and welcome to my UX Foundation's final project. My name is Savannah Leonard, and today we're talking about the Hamilton Pneumatic system for bank drive-ups. We're going to be talking about my redesign for the product, as well as where I think banking itself is going in the future. Let's begin by talking about what pneumatic means. Pneumatic means that the canister is going from point A to point B by air pressure, which is probably the most efficient way for the canister to get between the customer and the teller. The problem comes in when the speaker is attached to that same air system, and it makes it impossible for the customer and the bank teller to communicate when that canister is en route. Now, this can completely sever the flow of conversation. And when you take that, along with the fact that the speaker is completely flush against the unit, leaving it open to noises, wind, loud vehicles, it can actually really hinder the customer's experience. Now, the Hamilton systems are used in most mobile banks, and a lot of their models are very similar, with unshielded speakers that connect with the main unit. We want to understand how the customer experience is affected by factors like high winds and disconnecting conversation. So we're going to look at the ones who deal with these issues the most, the bank employees. And with that, we're running with the hypothesis that we believe that creating a separate shielded communication system for both employees and customers will make transactions and interactions more seamless and meaningful. So in a survey, I asked bank employees of different ages and job titles their own experience with the pneumatic systems under different circumstances, like the loud noises and the disconnections. And although there were varying exposure levels to the pneumatic systems, almost 86% of employees said that they had some sort of complications when interacting with customers. And a lot of those complications come into play in the feedback, where bank employees talk about how these inconsistencies between the weather and any disruptions of communication between the two parties leaves a lot to be desired in this speaker system, even so far as to get emotions arising or to risk compromising any kind of private information. So in the prototype, we're really going to be focusing on those problem areas. We're going to be completely separating the speaker system from the main system so that air pressure is not going to affect conversation whatsoever. Along with that, we're going to add barriers to the sides and the top of the new speaker system to block out any rain or wind. Now, we're also adding a card reader and a pin pad. And what this is going to do is it's going to make it easier to pull up customer profiles more efficiently. And it's also going to be an extra form of verification of the customer. Now, in our mood board, I want to bring the Hamilton system into modern technology. As you can see from other speaker systems, there's already two-way video communication, which adds a visual element for those with any hearing impairments. We're also going to look at some of the elements from ATM machines, as well as touchscreen-based programs as an added visual element in case of any gaps in communication or understanding. Now, because these units reside outside, we want to make sure that nobody's going to be blinded by the refraction of the sunlight. So we're going to go ahead and make these units matte. We're really going to be focusing on our grays in the main and secondary unit color. We're also going to be using green and red for our speaker signifiers, which allows customers to know if their speaker is on or not. We're also looking at using bright orange or maroon sans serif font to help customers read and understand the different parts of the unit. Now, with our mood board and style guide in mind, we now have a basic rendition of how our new pneumatic system should look. Alright, so where is banking going? Companies are already getting rid of customer-facing positions, and technology is quickly going to take over. Drive-up units are going to be almost completely touchscreen, and those elements from the touchscreen are going to be reflected onto the customer's phones, making it easier and more convenient for them to process transactions from their vehicle. I can also see robots completely replace lobby employees, using biometrics and AI to verify and help customers with all of their banking needs. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit in on my presentation, and I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you.